This video will demonstrate how to start your vehicle using the WR3 ignition interlock system. The WR3 ignition interlock system consists of a handset with digital display which plugs into an interface in your vehicle. The procedure for starting the vehicle is as follows. First, activate the interlock. This is done by pressing the right button on the control module. Once the interlock is powered on, the driver must wait while it goes through a diagnostic check and warms up to the operating temperature. This may take a minute or two in cold weather. During this time, a wait message is displayed. An audible tone and flashing green light indicate that the interlock is ready, and a ready for test message is displayed. The driver must take and pass a breath alcohol test before the vehicle can be operated. For tests prior to starting the vehicle, the ignition key must be in either the off or auxiliary position. If the key is turned to on or start, a turn key off message will be displayed, and the driver should immediately switch the key to the off position. The next step is to blow into the mouthpiece with moderate force. If a person blows too hard, the test will be aborted and a blow softer message will appear on the display. Too soft and the message will read blow longer and harder. A continuous tone indicates just the right amount of force. In order to provide an acceptable breath sample for analysis, a person must blow with the right amount of force and with a hum sound for approximately 5 seconds. The test will be aborted and a hum louder message displayed if a person forgets to hum or hums too softly. Following an aborted test, a wait message may be displayed for several seconds while the interlock sets up for another test. If a person blows with moderate force and a hum sound for approximately 5 seconds and no alcohol is detected, an audible tone will signal a pass result and a start motor message will be displayed. The vehicle may now be started and driven. If alcohol is detected above the fail limit, a fail result will be signalled and lockout will be displayed. This means the vehicle cannot be started and also that no further test attempts can be made while the lockout is in effect. The first lockout period following a failed breath test is generally 5 minutes. After that, any failed tests will result in a longer lockout. This video will demonstrate how the random retest feature works on your WR3 ignition interlock system. Assuming the vehicle has been started following a successful breath test, retests will be required at random times as long as the motor is running. The first retest will probably occur in quite a short period. The driver is alerted by a double beep signal and a retest message appearing on the display. A flashing green light confirms that the interlock is ready for a breath test. Whenever a retest is signalled, the driver will have plenty of time, usually a number of minutes, to find a safe place to pull off the roadway and bring the vehicle to a standstill. Retesting uses the same blowing and humming technique used in the initial test prior to starting the vehicle. The only difference is that the retest can be done with the motor running. As soon as the sample is accepted, a drive safely message indicates that the vehicle can be driven again. If the driver does not take or complete a retest successfully within the time allowed, a faster double beep signal will sound, followed by an alarm horn. This will continue until one of two things occurs. Either the retest is taken and passed, or alternatively, the driver pulls over and shuts off the motor. Pressing the right button on the handset will then put the interlock into a ready condition, and from that point the procedure is the same as for an initial test prior to starting the vehicle. In the event that alcohol is detected on a retest, an audible warning will sound and a pull over, turn off motor message will be displayed. The driver will then have 3 minutes to safely park the vehicle, shut off the motor, and press the right button on the handset. This action will initiate the same lockout sequence as would follow from failing a breath test prior to starting the vehicle. During the lockout period, a lockout message will be displayed. Many of the features of the Interlock device address safety concerns. This is particularly true of the restart feature. This feature allows a vehicle to be restarted for up to 3 minutes without a breath test after the motor has stalled or been shut off. During the restart period, a restart available message will be displayed. The Interlock device must be inspected and serviced on a regular basis. In most cases, this will be monthly. This is referred to as a scheduled service. An appointment for the first scheduled service will be made when the Interlock is installed, and subsequent appointments will be set up each time a scheduled service is carried out. A service message, as well as the date and time of the next regularly scheduled service, will be displayed as a reminder for several days prior to the due date each time the Interlock is activated, as well as in the restart mode. If for any reason the appointment is missed, a missed service message will be displayed for a grace period of 5 days beyond the due date. At the end of the grace period, however, the Interlock will disable the vehicle so that it will not start even after a breath test. This is referred to as a permanent lockout condition. Allowing an Interlock-equipped vehicle to enter a permanent lockout will not only mean that the vehicle will have to be towed to the nearest service centre, depending on the circumstances, it could also amount to a violation of program conditions. For this reason, anyone who is unable to keep an appointment for a scheduled service is strongly advised to contact the service provider at the earliest opportunity to schedule an alternate date and time. Now that you know the basic functions of the Interlock device, let's focus on avoiding potential problems both with the system and with program requirements. When plugging in the handset, line up the green arrow on the plug with the green mark on the interface and insert the connector until it locks into place. To remove it, pull back on the quick release ring. Do not pull on the cord. It is also a good idea when you leave the vehicle to disconnect the Interlock device and place it in the glove box, or alternatively take it with you. Just as you would not leave your mobile phone or GPS in an unattended vehicle, it is a good idea not to leave the Interlock in plain sight. The Interlock reacts only to alcohol. Bear in mind, however, that alcohol is present in mouthwash, cough medicines, and a wide variety of other products. Alcohol can also be produced by some foods, especially foods with a high sugar content. These substances can leave an alcohol residue in the mouth. In order to avoid the possibility of inflated readings caused by mouth alcohol, Interlock users should avoid eating or drinking anything for 10 to 15 minutes prior to a test, or alternatively, first rinse their mouth thoroughly with water. Interlock users are strongly advised to contact the service provider before any repair work is done on their vehicle, and to be prepared to supply copies of any relevant work orders, invoices, etc. when the next Interlock service is performed. This is critical where the work involves disconnecting the battery, but important as well in any case where a mechanic might cause the Interlock to record an event that would normally be considered a violation of program conditions. Care and common sense. These are the keys to compliance and successful completion of the Ignition Interlock program. For trained users, operation of an equipped vehicle with an Ignition Interlock device is quite simple and can be summarised in 3 basic rules. 1. Always provide a breath sample before operating the vehicle and whenever a retest is demanded. 2. Have the vehicle serviced whenever a reminder message is displayed indicating that service is required. And 3. Do not attempt to drive after drinking. A user guide provides a detailed explanation of all operating features of the Interlock device and should answer most questions. Additional information and assistance is available from the Service Centre.